To be fair, no one that I've talked to, and I have many interviews with people all across the spectrum. No one has really painted a positive picture here. It has been pretty pessimistic, pretty bleak as we're 8 months out from the presidential election. So since we are this far out, what's on your radar? What are you looking out for next?
That's a great question because you're asking me to project the future, which is supposed to be my job. I'm looking at Joe Biden's health, and I'm looking at Donald Trump's criminal record to see if there's any issue there. I'll be watching who Donald Trump chooses as his vice president because it's going to matter. Our current vice president has the lowest approval rating since Dan Quayle, and he had the lowest approval rating since Aaron Burr. So anyone that they choose, that Trump chooses, should be a positive compared to who Joe Biden has. I'm going to be looking at the rate of inflation. I'm going to be watching for the chaos at the border. I'm going to be watching crime rates all across the country. And also the issue of abortion, because that is the one advantage that Democrats have. And whether or not state legislatures pass restrictive legislation that concern women so much that it gets them out to vote. The Democrats have more problems. They have more issues and divisions within their constituencies. But the Republicans have their own share. That's why this election will be one of the closest in history and one of the most negative in history.
And polls are pretty neck and neck when it comes to President Biden and former President Donald Trump. A Forbes poll has Donald Trump beating Biden as we sit here right now in a head-to-head matchup. Who has more ground to gain, do you think, Democrats or Republicans?
To my surprise, and I want to acknowledge it, I would never have thought that Trump would be this strong in what could be the most awful election. It's not the popular vote overall that matters. And yes, Trump is up between 2 and 3 points. What really matters and the impact is these swing states. And in swing state after swing state after swing state, Donald Trump is either tied or ahead. Pennsylvania, Georgia, Arizona, North Carolina, some polling in Michigan, some polling in Wisconsin. The states that really matter, Trump is even or ahead. Remember, Donald Trump lost to Hillary Clinton by 2.9 million votes, and now he's leading Joe Biden. He lost to Joe Biden in 2020 by 4.5%, and now he's up by 2%. I know how close it's going to be. I know how few. In fact, a great way to end this interview is to tell you just how small and specific this election is going to be. There are only 8 states that can go back and forth, which represent about 25%, maybe a little bit above that, of the electorate. There's only 5% that are undecided at this point. So 5% times 25% of the electorate, and you have 1 to 2% of America that's going to decide the political future of the rest of America. That's how targeted this is. That's how precise these campaigns are going to be. Frankly, I feel sorry for those undecided voters because for the next 8 months, they're going to be barraged by negative advertising. Not speaking about why the candidates should be supported, but why the candidates should be opposed, why they're destroying America, why they're undercutting the fabric of the country. $3 trillion is going to be spent in 1.5% of America. Frankly, God help us.